My name's Maya Rivera, and I'll never forget the moment my brother's wife, Lauren, spat in my face. The Atlanta sun was blazing that afternoon. Our family gathered in my parents' backyard for a barbecue, the air thick with the smell of grilled ribs and jasmine from Mom's garden. Laughter and chatter filled the air, but I stood frozen, mascara streaking down my cheeks as Lauren's venomous act left me reeling. Worse, my own mother, Karen, rushed to her side, glaring at me like I'd ruined everything that I'm 32, a marketing manager with a decent apartment downtown, and a career I've fought tooth and nail for. Growing up in Atlanta, I was always the odd one out in our family. My parents, especially Mom, pinned their hopes on my older brother, Ronald, the golden boy who could do no wrong.
Me?
I was the difficult one, too outspoken, too independent, always questioning their rules. I built my life without their approval, but it never stopped hurting when they dismissed me. Ronald, 35, a real estate agent with a megawatt smile, married Lauren 3 years ago, and suddenly, she became the family's new star. Polished, charming, and manipulative, Lauren had everyone wrapped around her finger, everyone except me. That day, I'd confronted her about an email I'd seen, one she sent to my boss, claiming I was unstable and unfit for the promotion I'd been working toward for months. "You ungrateful brat," Lauren hissed, her manicured nails pointing at my chest. "How dare you accuse me of something so vile?" Her voice was loud enough to draw every eye in the backyard. I wiped the spit from my face, my hands trembling.
I saw the email, Lauren.
"You told my boss I'm a liability." My voice shook, but I held her gaze. "Stop making things up, Maya," Mom snapped, rubbing Lauren's shoulder like she was the victim. "Why do you always have to stir up trouble?" Dad, Roland, stayed silent by the grill, flipping burgers like his life depended on it. Ronald stood protectively in front of Lauren, arms crossed, his eyes avoiding mine. "I have proof," I said, barely audible, pulling out my phone. But before I could show the screenshot, Mom snatched it from my hand. "Enough," she shouted. "You're ruining this family with your jealousy. Lauren's been nothing but kind to you." Kind. I let out a bitter laugh. By tanking my career? By telling everyone I'm crazy? Lauren smirked, wrapping her arm around Ronald's waist. "Maybe you should see someone, Maya. You're acting unhinged." Then, in front of everyone, my cousins, aunts, uncles, she leaned forward and spat in my face. The world stopped. No one said a word. Not Dad, not Ronald, not even my aunt, who'd always been my soft place to fall. "You're pathetic," Mom said, shaking her head. "Lauren's pregnant, Maya. She doesn't need this stress." The word pregnant hit like a sledgehammer. Of course, Lauren would choose that moment to drop her bombshell, ensuring all sympathy swung her way. "Congratulations," I choked out, backing away. "I hope you're all happy." Dad called after me weakly, but Lauren's voice cut through. "Let her go. She'll calm down eventually." I grabbed my purse and stumbled to my car, my legs like jelly. As I fumbled with my keys, I heard Mom's voice carry across the yard. "She's fine, just being dramatic. Lauren's the real victim here." I slammed my car door, tears blurring my vision, and started the engine. My phone buzzed. Ronald, texting, "You owe Lauren an apology. She's carrying your niece or nephew. Don't make this harder." I tossed the phone onto the passenger seat, my tires screeching as I peeled out. In my rearview mirror, I saw them all huddled around Lauren, probably cooing over her news. But something shifted inside me. The hurt I'd carried for years hardened into something new, rage. Lauren had crossed a line, and my family had let her. No, they'd cheered her on. This time, I wouldn't just take it. This time, I had plans, driving away from my parents' house. My hands shook on the steering wheel, but my mind was clear for the first time in years. I wasn't just sad anymore. I was furious. Lauren thought she could humiliate me and walk away unscathed, but she'd underestimated me. I pulled into a gas station parking lot, my phone lighting up with another text from Ronald. "Mom's crying because of you. Fix this." I ignored it and started searching for local support groups. I needed people who'd get it, people who'd help me fight back. A listing caught my eye: breaking free from toxic family dynamics, meeting that evening at a community center in Decatur. Did I check the time just enough to make it? For the first time that day, I felt a spark of hope. The community center was a low brick building, its fluorescent lights humming as I slipped into the back row of folding chairs. A dozen people sat in a circle, their faces etched with the kind of exhaustion I knew too well. The facilitator, a warm woman named Rita, asked if anyone wanted to share. My hand shot up before I could second-guess myself. "I'm Maya," I said, my voice cracking. Today, my sister-in-law spat in my face at a family barbecue. My whole family watched and did nothing. Worse, they defended her. A gasp rippled through the room. A woman with bright teal braids leaned forward. "She did what?" I let out a shaky laugh. "Yeah, then she announced she's pregnant, so everyone fawned over her. And the kicker? She's been sabotaging my career, sent an email to my boss calling me unstable." The woman with braids, Jada, shook her head. "That's beyond messed up. I'm Jada, and I've dealt with toxic people hiding behind excuses like that." A man in a gray blazer, Malik, nodded. "I'm Malik, former family's scapegoat. Now I help people stand up to bullies like her." After the meeting, Jada and Malik found me in the parking lot. "Coffee?" Jada asked, her eyes kind but sharp. "You look like you need friends." 20 minutes later, we were in a 24-hour diner off Peachtree Street, the smell of burnt coffee and fries grounding me as I spilled everything. "So, she emailed your boss?" Malik asked, pulling out a notebook. "You have proof?" I nodded. "A co-worker forwarded it to me, screenshots, too."
Jada leaned in.
"But every time I try to call her out, she twists it, and I look like the crazy one." "Classic manipulator move," Malik said, jotting notes. "They push you until you snap, then use your reaction against you." My phone buzzed. Another text from Ronald. "Mom's a mess. You happy now?" Jada peeked at it and scowled. "They're guilting you already." Malik tapped his pen. "People like Lauren have patterns. Bet this isn't her first time. We should dig, social media, old coworkers, anything." Jada's eyes lit up. "I'm a tech analyst. Digging's my thing." I hesitated. "Isn't that too much?" Jada raised an eyebrow. "Was spitting in your face too much? Was ruining your promotion too much?" She had a point. Then my phone pinged. A notification. Lauren had posted on Instagram a tearful selfie about the family drama caused by my mental health struggles. The comments were full of sympathy for her. "She's controlling the narrative," Jada said, grabbing my arm. "We need to move fast." Malik scrolled his phone. "Lauren worked at Pinnacle Solutions, right? Look at this, an old HR report about workplace bullying, no names, but the timeline matches when she left." My stomach churned. "That's exactly what she's doing to me." Jada squeezed my hand. "You're not crazy, Maya. You're being targeted. Time to fight back." A week later, we were huddled in my midtown apartment, the glow of laptops casting shadows on the walls. Jada, Malik, and I had become a team, united by a mission to expose Lauren. The support group had connected us with more of her victims, and the evidence was piling up. Jada played a recording from Lauren's former assistant at Pinnacle Solutions. Lauren's voice crackled through my speakers. "I don't care how you do it. Make sure Carla doesn't get that director role. Plant something in her files if you have to." I felt sick. "That's the third recording we've got," Malik said, taking notes. "All the same, sabotage, then playing the victim." Jada scrolled through her laptop. 5 jobs in 8 years. Each time climbing higher by stepping on someone else. My phone buzzed. "Mom again. Lauren's having awful morning sickness. Your drama's making it worse. Just apologize." I shoved the phone away, my throat tight. "They're still my family," I said, voice breaking. "Family doesn't let someone spit in your face," Jada said firmly. A knock at the door made us jump. Through the peephole, I saw Ronald, looking worn out, his usually crisp button-up wrinkled. "Record it," Malik whispered, helping me set up my phone. I opened the door. "You here to demand another apology for Lauren?" I asked. Ronald winced. "Can we talk?" I know things got heated at the barbecue, but heated? I stepped back, letting him see Jada and Malik. Your wife spat in my face, Ronald, in front of everyone. Ronald's eyes flicked to my friends. Who are they? My friends, I said. The only ones who defended me after your wife assaulted me. Malik played the recording of Lauren plotting against Carla. Ronald's face paled. Where'd you get that? Her former assistant, I said. Lauren's done this before, multiple times. I'm just her latest target. Ronald's hands shook. You're saying she's, what, a serial bully? Worse, Jada said. She's a manipulator who ruins lives. I took a breath. Ronald, unless she admits what she did, to me, to others, and gets help, I'm exposing everything. Ronald's jaw tightened. You're threatening my wife? I'm protecting myself, I corrected. And your kid. What happens when they grow up and compete with Lauren's ego? Doubt flickered in his eyes, but he stormed out, muttering, You're wrong. Minutes later, my phone pinged. Lauren had shared her Instagram post in a local Atlanta community group, painting me as unstable. Perfect timing, Malik said. Let's hit back. I hesitated, then typed a response. Funny how my mental health issues started after I found this email Lauren sent my boss. I attached the screenshot and hit post. Notifications flooded in. Lauren calling, Mom leaving voicemails, but also messages from strangers. She did this to me at Pinnacle. I have emails too. Jada hugged me. The truth's coming out, Maya. Another email arrived from Lauren's college roommate with screenshots of old messages showing her manipulation patterns. This is bigger than us, Malik said. Let's keep going. 2 days later, we were at Jada's place in East Atlanta, watching the chaos unfold online. Our petition, Stop Workplace Bullying, had exploded, with hundreds sharing stories of Lauren's tactics. Another victim from Pinnacle posted, Lauren threatened to report me for theft if I didn't quit. My phone buzzed, Lauren's 4th email in a day. You're making a mistake, Maya. Wait for it, Malik said, checking his watch. Ronald should be home now. Right on cue, my phone rang. I put on speaker. What the hell are you doing? Ronald shouted. Telling the truth, I said. How's Lauren handling it? She's hysterical, he said. Her doctor's worried about the baby. Jada rolled her eyes. Using the baby as a shield again? Stay out of this, Ronald snapped. Maya, take down the post and petition, or Lauren's suing for defamation. I laughed, surprising myself.
Great.
Let's get it all on record in court. Silence. Tell Lauren to check her email, I said. I opened my laptop and typed, Dear Lauren, I'm happy to meet and discuss this. Bring your lawyer. I'll bring mine and evidence from your past coworkers. Your choice. Best, Maya. I hit send. A notification popped up, a video in the petition comments. It was security footage from Pinnacle's parking garage, showing Lauren keying a coworker's car, then crying to security that she'd seen someone else do it. Anonymous sender, Jada said. A former security guard, happy to testify. My phone buzzed again, Mom. Your father's blood pressure is spiking because of this. You're tearing us apart. Before I could respond, another post appeared. Lauren's stylist shared a photo of her getting highlights, captioned, pampering my favorite mama-to-be. But Mom's latest Facebook status claimed Lauren was in the hospital. She's lying, I said, showing Jada and Malik. This is our chance. We forwarded the evidence to Ronald's divorce lawyer, who'd reached out after hearing rumors. Another email arrived from Lauren. We need to talk now.
Let her sweat, Malik said.
Just then, Lauren went live on Instagram, her tearful face claiming I was harassing her during her pregnancy. Comments poured in, not all supportive. What about the Pinnacle video? I worked with you at Horizon Corp. Should I share our emails? Lauren ended the stream abruptly. She's losing control, Jada said, grinning. Keep pushing, Maya. I met Dad at a coffee shop in Buckhead, my phone recording as Malik and Jada sat nearby. He looked older, his coffee untouched, worry lines etched deep. Your mother doesn't know I'm here, he said quietly. How bad is it at home? I asked. Lauren's been sick all morning, says it's stress. Ronald's sleeping in the guest room. They're fighting.
He paused.
He found old emails from before they married. She did something to his ex, Tessa, made it look like she stole. My heart raced. And you're just now believing me? Dad's phone buzzed. Mom, texting. Lauren's having contractions. If you're with Maya, I'll never forgive you. I showed him Lauren's stylist post from an hour ago, her smiling in the salon. She's not in the hospital, Dad. His face fell. Your mother's been crying all day, saying Lauren's critical. Another notification. Someone shared Mom's hospital claim next to Lauren's salon photo in the petition group. It's all a lie, Dad whispered. The coffee shop door chimed. Ronald walked in, his face ashen. I tracked Dad's phone. We need to talk. About how Lauren framed Tessa? I asked. Ronald slid into the booth. Or how she's been lying to everyone? He played a recording from Tessa's college roommate, Lauren's voice, bragging about planting jewelry in Tessa's bag. I've been such an idiot, Ronald said, hands shaking. My phone pinged. Lauren was live again, now from her lawyer's office, announcing a restraining order against me. Comments called her out. You were at the spa. What about the Pinnacle video? The stream cut off. She thinks I'm at work, Ronald said. I filed for divorce this morning. My lawyer has everything, recordings, emails, footage. Dad's phone rang, Mom, on speaker. Roland, Lauren's in the hospital again. No, she's not, Dad said, his voice firm. She's at her lawyer's. I see her Instagram live, Marlene. Silence. We need to talk, Dad said. About the truth. Ronald nodded. About what Lauren's done to our family. My phone buzzed. The local news wanted to interview me about the petition. Ready to go public? Jada texted. I looked at Dad and Ronald, both nodding. Yes, I replied. It's time. The news crew set up in my living room, the Atlanta skyline visible through the window. Jada adjusted my mic, whispering, You're not the villain, Maya. The reporter, Sarah Martinez, smiled warmly. We'll start with the petition, then your story, if you're comfortable. My phone buzzed. Lauren's lawyer, with another threat. Malik forwarded it to Ronald's attorney. The cameraman counted down. 3, 2, 1. Sarah began. I'm here with Maya Rivera, whose workplace bullying petition has over 15,000 signatures in days. Maya, what started this? I took a breath. It began when my sister-in-law, Lauren, sabotaged my promotion and spat in my face at a family barbecue. But when others came forward, I realized this was bigger than me. Sarah nodded. Lauren Bennett Rivera claims you're harassing her. Your response? Before I could answer, Ronald stepped into frame. She hasn't filed anything. I've filed for divorce. Sarah's eyes widened. This is unexpected. So was learning my wife's history of ruining lives, Ronald said, sitting beside me. My phone rang, Mom, on speaker. Lauren's in the hospital. Maya. The baby? No, she's not, Ronald interrupted. She's at the spa. I got the credit card alert. Silence. Mom, you're on live TV, I said. Why are you lying about Lauren's emergencies? Sarah leaned in. Mrs. Rivera, are you aware false medical claims could be fraud? The line went dead. The door burst open, Lauren, in a spa robe, face flushed. You little, she froze, seeing the cameras. Perfect timing, Sarah said. Lauren, care to address the Pinnacle security footage? You can't air this. Lauren shouted. Ronald stood. Like you can't hide the truth about framing Tessa? The cameraman zoomed in as Lauren's composure cracked. I was protecting us, she cried. Everything I did was for you. No, Ronald said. It was for you. Sirens wailed outside. A police officer entered. Lauren Bennett Rivera. We received a hostage report. I shook my head. She walked in here freely, interrupting our interview. Lauren's eyes darted around. This was a setup. No, I said. This was consequences. 2 weeks later, I stood on the courthouse steps in downtown Atlanta, Jada and Malik by my side. Reporters swarmed, one asking, How do you feel about Lauren's claim she's entering a mental health facility? No comment, Malik said, guiding me inside. Ronald sat on a bench, exhausted. She's claiming diminished capacity, he said. Convenient. Jada muttered. Mom and Dad entered, Mom's face pale. Can we sit with you? Dad asked. Before I could answer, Lauren's lawyer rushed over. Mr. and Mrs. Rivera, your testimony about Lauren's mental state is vital. Mom straightened. We're here for Maya. Lauren walked in, dressed conservatively, clutching a tissue. Her eyes flashed with rage when she saw us together. The judge called the court to order. The prosecution called Carla Thompson, a Pinnacle employee who testified about Lauren's sabotage, planted evidence, orchestrated breakdowns. I have emails, recordings, and 18 other employees ready to testify, Carla said. Lauren's lawyer objected, but the prosecution countered. We have evidence of premeditation spanning years. Tessa slipped in, carrying a folder. Just landed, she whispered, handing it to Ronald's lawyer. The prosecution called Tessa. Lauren planted my grandmother's jewelry in my bag and reported it stolen, she said. I had a camera in my apartment after things went missing. The prosecutor showed the footage. Lauren stood, shouting, They're lying. The judge warned her. I'm pregnant, she wailed. Ronald's lawyer stood. Medical records prove that's false. The courtroom buzzed. Lauren's facade shattered. Fine, she said, voice cold. They deserved it, weak, pathetic. I just exposed them.
She pointed at me.
She turned my family against me. No, Mom said, standing. You did that. Dad added. We enabled you too long. The judge ruled, guilty on multiple counts of harassment, fraud, and property damage. As Lauren was led away, she turned back. This isn't over. Yes, it is, I said, Mom's hand in mine, tears in her eyes. I'm sorry, Maya, she whispered. We should have believed you. Ronald nodded. We all should have. The truth had freed us all, not just me, but everyone Lauren had hurt. A month later, I stood in a downtown Atlanta studio, ready for another TV interview. Our petition had grown into a nonprofit, the Workplace Justice Network, with a national hotline for bullying victims. Jada adjusted my blazer, grinning. Remember when you could barely speak at the support group? Malik, now our legal advisor, teased, Look at you, running a movement. My phone buzzed. Ronald. Lauren's latest appeal denied. It's done. Mom and Dad arrived, carrying hotline flyers. Mom, once Lauren's biggest defender, now volunteered tirelessly, driven by guilt and a desire to make amends. Tessa walked in with her newborn, Sophia, Ronald trailing with a diaper bag. They'd reconnected during the trial, taking things slow but hopeful. Sorry we're late, Tessa said. Someone didn't like her outfit. Mom scolded Ronald's language around the baby, but her smile was warm. Sarah Martinez, our reporter from the first interview, joined us, now a board member. We'll start with the hotline, then your story's impact, she said. A familiar voice added, including mine. Carla Thompson, another Pinnacle victim, had rebuilt her career and joined our cause. As we took our places under the studio lights, I caught my reflection. The scared woman from that barbecue was gone. I'd learned speaking up wasn't just about fighting, it was about lifting others. Sarah began. We're with Maya Rivera, whose story sparked a national movement. Calls flooded in, victims sharing stories, offering support. Final question, Sarah said. What's your message to someone being bullied? I leaned in. You're not crazy, not alone. We believe you, and we'll help you fight. The producer called. Cut. Jada hugged me. Look what you built from Lauren's ashes. My phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. I'm sorry.
Elle.
I deleted it.
Some doors stay closed.
Book deal meeting next week, Malik said. Ready to tell our story? Ours. I corrected, looking at my family, blood, and chosen. Sophia squealed, making us laugh. Lunch? Ronald asked. As we left, I realized Lauren had tried to cast me as the villain in her story. Instead, she taught me to write my own, a story of truth, justice, and hope, better than she could have imagined. To everyone who's followed this journey, thank you. You've walked with me through pain, betrayal, and triumph. If this story moved you, hit subscribe and join us. Every voice we amplify is a step toward justice, a new beginning. Keep fighting for your truth, and I'll see you in the next chapter.